When we think about the death of Jesus, it's easy to imagine the sorrow and grief that filled the world at that moment. However, what many people don't realize is that his death was not just a profound moment in history, but one that shook the very foundations of the earth itself. The events that followed were not ordinary occurrences. They were cosmic signs that marked the gravity of what had just happened. These signs, recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, paint a picture of divine reactions to the crucifixion, illustrating the profound impact of the death of the Son of God. One of the most startling events that occurred after Jesus died was the earthquake that shook the land. According to Matthew 27, verse 51, the earth trembled and the rocks split. This wasn't just a natural disaster. This was nature itself responding to the divine act on the cross. The earth, in its very essence, seemed to recognize the significance of the death of Jesus, and this seismic event was not only an earthly response, but a supernatural one. The splitting of rocks symbolized that the barrier between God and man, which had existed since the fall of Adam, was now being torn apart by Jesus' sacrifice. This wasn't merely an earthquake. It was a divine manifestation, a sign that something far greater was unfolding in the heavens and on earth. As if the earthquake wasn't enough, Matthew's gospel goes on to describe another astonishing event. Tombs were opened. The tombs broke open, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised to life, as stated in Matthew 27, verse 52. This moment is not recorded in any other gospel and remains one of the most intriguing events in the narrative of Jesus' crucifixion. The earthquake had caused the tombs to open, but it was not just a physical shaking. It was the power of God at work. Those who had died were resurrected and walked into the holy city of Jerusalem, appearing to many people. The implications of this moment are monumental. It wasn't just Jesus who was victorious over death. This event demonstrated a preview of what was to come for all believers. The saints who were resurrected, referred to as those who had fallen asleep, a common biblical idiom for death, were a foretaste of the resurrection that every believer would experience. But why did this happen? It wasn't simply to show that God had the power over death.